Future-Proof is sponsored by Learn Smart Academy, online revision courses for GCSE and A-Level. All your revision in one place, organised for you, interactive and game-changing.
Welcome to Learn Smart Academy revision courses. I'm Catherine Hopwood, the founder and Director of Studies of Learn Smart Academy. We provide private education support to students across the whole of the UK, both in one-to-one private tuition and in our online revision courses. With uncertain times with the pandemic at the moment, our courses mean that you can learn from home. It means that you can supplement your school learning, particularly if you have any time outside of the classroom. It will help you learn how to revise, how to structure your time, and how to learn the actual why behind all of the concepts that you need to know for your exams and your internal assessments. I will be your tutor in this particular course, and I really look forward to teaching you. I'm so excited that you've joined us to do this, and you can take the course at your own time and your own pace. So click on the different videos, have a play with the different exam style questions and see how you get on. I'm always one click away at the bottom in the comments box, so do get in touch. If you have any feedback whatsoever, I always want to hear it, so I really look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, and I really hope you enjoy the course. Welcome to the Learn Smart Academy tutorial on using histograms. Before we get going, let's go through our checklist to make sure you've got pen and paper to hand in case you need to write anything down. A quiet space with no distractions, and then we're ready to learn. In the previous video, we looked at drawing histograms, and we did this example where we used the table that we had before, and we drew this histogram here. Now we're going to look at typically what are parts kind of C and D of a histogram-based question, where they ask you to use the histogram to find out more information. And there's two types of questions that they can ask you to do. They can ask you to find what the frequency is between two values that aren't actually their own category. So they might ask you something like, what is the number of people that spent between 6 and 8 hours watching TV? Now, if I look back up at the table, between 6 and 8 is within this category. So that's really hard for me to see within this table what that value would be. I can't count all of these 32 people because some of them might have spent 5 hours or 9 hours or 10 hours, not quite 10, sorry, just under 10, so 9.5 hours watching TV per week. But what I can use a histogram for is, given when we looked at the histogram in the previous video, the area equals the frequency, we can just find the area of the bit that we care about. So I could just find this area. You're going to see my amazing colouring in skills again now. It's going slightly outside the lines. We can just find the area of this bit, not the whole category. Finding the area of a rectangle is the base times the height. The base here has a width of 2 because it's from 6 to 8, and the height here has a height of 6.4. So what we do is the frequency between these two values is equal to 2 times 6.4, which gives us 12.8. So I'd roughly predict that there were around 13 people who watched television for between 6 and 8 hours every week. The second thing they can ask you to do is to find the rough frequency between multiple ranges. So they could say, how many people watch TV approximately between 12 and 22 hours a week? What you'll notice now is this area, if we were to colour it in, this area now spans two different boxes, two different categories. It spans the category from 10 to 15 and the category from 15 to 30. All we do here to find the total frequency that we think the number of people between 12 and 22 hours of television watching per week, is we work out the separate areas and add them up. So the area of the one on the left, it has a width on the bottom of between 12 and 15, so 3, and a height of, I'm going to check what that was, it was 3.8. So 3 times 3.8 gives me an area of 11.4. Don't round that one yet. Make sure we add them together until we round it to the nearest person. So for the bottom area, the total width from 15 to 22 is 7 along the bottom, and the total height was 0.73. So it's gone a bit small there, hasn't it? So we do 7 times 0.73, and I get a frequency of 5.11. I'd now add these two together, so 5.11 plus 11.4, and I get a value of 16.51. If they want that to the nearest person, that would round up to about 17 people. And that's how we use histograms. So you use the fact that the area of a histogram equals the frequency. If you have to look at it between categories, make sure that you only look at areas under the graph. You don't just extrapolate down or kind of draw strange shapes on the graph. You just find the area in those blocks that have already been drawn or you have already drawn. Really great. So we've learnt how to calculate the frequency density. We've learnt how to draw histograms and draw them with the right scale. And we've also learnt how to use histograms. Now, there are some really good histogram questions in the section below. I think also along with a frequency polygon question, which is another common question, just so you can practice that. Have a go at the questions. If you get stuck, don't worry, there's a video just underneath of me going through all of the work solutions.
Great. So hello, Stefan. How are you?
Hello, hi. Yes, I'm good.
It's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go straight in with it, Stefan. Where are you?
I'm in southern Spain, outside Malaga. Actually looking at the Mediterranean.
You are indeed. But I actually think you might also be in your daughter's closet.
Ah, that's correct. Yeah. So we are refurbishing one of a bedroom. So I'm out of my office. I'm now in the wardrobe of my daughter. So it's very, very closed area.
Very good. So you're Swedish, but you're living in Spain. And we haven't known each other long at all. I think we've had one Zoom, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we had a good Zoom meeting. So we met actually through Zoom meetings. It was a networking event that involved a bit of golf. So what's your handicap?
Yeah, it's 25 now. I had a good round on Friday. So
wow.
I'm getting there.
You are. I saw the post actually. Nice weather too. Absolutely fantastic. But obviously, this is business, and the reason why that we're talking, and I wanted to bring you onto the program, is because of your views around future-proofing, and also how you are being so proactive through your business. But actually, it's part of your DNA now, isn't it? All the work that you're doing. Can I ask first of all, before we talk about the business side of it, what does future-proofing mean to you, or being future ready?
Oh, it's a big question though. I would say getting me and my family ready for what's around the corner. If that's financially, environmentally, health, all combined. And for me, that is I think we will go into that in a bit. But I think getting yourself into understanding that you will be here, or your children will be here for the next coming long time. Hopefully.
Yeah, and you've got teenage children, I know. So tell us, what is your business, and what are you doing? How are you playing your role in helping us all future-proof?
Yeah, so I've been personally quite involved with CSR, so corporate social responsibility and charity work for many years, over 10 years. I previously in IT and software industry. And that took me to Malawi, one of the poorest countries in the world, to the dirt roads out there, and really saw that this is the life of 2 billion people on the planet. They are picking up the bill for us for being wealthy. So that moment changed me. I needed to do something for the next generations, because I could see children there that actually could have been my children, in another life. So that's the journey where that's changed me. So what we're doing is trying to educate, talk, and motivate others to do the same thing that we do.
And it involves trees, doesn't it, I think?
Yeah, one of the projects that we are very much involved with is just behind me here, is of course tree planting, which is very, very important for the climate, as we talk about today. But I was also saying that the reason for this company, it started 16 years ago, was not about climate. It was about letting people in Kenya and Uganda have a job opportunity to lift themselves out of poverty. And that's through crowdfunding and investment, not through aid and charity. So this is another way of helping people, but through investments and savings.